This week on HomeKit News, the ZemiSmart ceiling light with Zigbee and HomeKit. So today we're looking at another new product from ZemiSmart, namely the ZemiSmart Smart Ceiling Light, which offers both full colour and cool to warm whites. Just to clarify, even though the box clearly only shows compatibility with Google and Amazon, this is in fact 100% compatible with Apple HomeKit. On the front of the box you can see the rim is in black, although the lamp is actually available in two finishes, one in white and one in black. I'll be looking at the white version today. The lamp also comes in both a Wi-Fi and Zigbee version. The one I have today is the Zigbee one, which needs the company's HomeKit enabled Zigbee hub. You'll also initially need either the Tuya Smart or Smart Life app for setup, but in the meantime here are some specs, including voltage compatibility for all regions and a maximum brightness of just under 2000 lumens, which isn't too bad. So what's in the box? Well, not much really. Apart from the lamp, which we'll look at in a moment, you get some screws and raw plugs for mounting the device to the ceiling, along with a pretty scant manual that actually doesn't even relate specifically to the lamp. Luckily that doesn't matter, but it also shows that the lamp can work with Amazon Echo units with a Zigbee radio, as well as SmartThings and the Hue bridge, although it won't be exposed to HomeKit in these situations of course. Back to the lamp, and at roughly 40mm it's reasonably slim, although it won't sit flush against the ceiling. When it comes to the diameter of the light itself, this comes in at 320mm, and when it comes to fitting the lamp, they've used a rather simple but effective bracket mechanism. This bracket simply pulls out to the side from the back of the lamp, with the bracket containing the two wires needed for connecting to mains electricity, although they're a bit flimsy to be honest. The bracket also has two holes for the screws that you need to mount the lamp to the ceiling, and the wires are connected to sockets that will then connect to a pair of pins on the lamp itself. So with the bracket all wired up and screwed to the ceiling, the lamp itself just clicks onto the bracket, with the wires and connectors also connecting to each other, which makes it a reasonably easy installation. Onto the initial setup, and I did mention the Tuya app which I'm using here, and once the lamp is connected to power it should start to pulsate, indicating it's in pairing mode. Click on Add Device, select your ZemiSmart hub, and the app should discover the lamp like so. Once the lamp has been added, it'll automatically appear in your HomeKit setup. As you can see, you get all the standard features of a colour light, although it is not capable of working with Apple's adaptive lighting. As regards functionality, you can use the Home app, of course, or the Tuya app, with the latter giving you basic controls on the main page, like power, brightness, colour temperature, etc. You also get something I've not seen before, which is labelled the Zigbee Light Link Threshold setting, which I assume is for use with other Zigbee hubs. If we now dive into the settings, you get control over the colour of the light with a fairly standard colour wheel. The colours do seem fairly representative in my opinion, with nothing off in terms of hue. You can of course also adjust the brightness and access the colour temperature settings, and you also get a scene section as well as a music sync option, neither of which I'll focus on in this video. There's also access to schedules and timers, as well as options for the default light state if power is cut and then restored. You also get a do not disturb option, which I quite like, as well as a feature to gradually increase or decrease the brightness of the lights over a period of time. If we hop over to the Home app now, things are more standard with the one tile, along with the slider control and options to select both colour and colour temperature. As previously mentioned, you don't get adaptive lighting options here, which is a shame, but not exactly surprising either. The lamp has separate LEDs for cool and warm whites, so you're not getting white light made up from RGB LEDs for once. Obviously you can see this is in HomeKit as I promised, but if there are any doubts, you can see here that the light is indeed connected to my ZemiSmart Zigbee hub. Now there are a lot of ceiling lights available, although mostly from companies like Yeelight. I'm comparing the ZemiSmart lamp to the Meja ceiling light I reviewed a while ago to give you a rough idea of some key differences. Now both can work anywhere, and whilst the ZemiSmart lamp requires a hub, the Meja 450 uses Wi-Fi, so therefore no hub required. The 450 doesn't offer colour, however, if that's of interest to you. The 450 also offers a very low brightness mode, which you see on other Yeelight and Media lights. Not all of these points may be relevant to your needs, of course, so take them as you will. On to the pros and cons, and as you will probably know, I like my Zigbee products for their speed and reliability, and this lamp is no exception. So if you already have their hub, there's no extra cost to take into consideration. Now the lamp is easy to install, which for stuff connecting to mains electricity is always a concern, so that's another plus. I found that the colour rendering was pretty good and even, not to mention decent warm and cool whites, which have their own LEDs for this specific function. After coming from the Media 450, the build quality isn't so good on this lamp, to be fair, but then this lamp is easier to purchase and is also cheaper. The only negative is that the wires that come with the lamp do feel a little lightweight, and as such you'd need to be careful not to break them during installation, as they cannot be replaced, at least not easily. That's our look at the ZemiSmart smart ceiling light, but if there's anything I missed or you have further questions, drop them in the comment section below and I'll definitely reply. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, as well as selecting the bell icon so you know when my next video drops. Until the next time, stay safe and let's do the time warp again.